I've got a new way for your wizard to write spells in D&D, and it's based off of this system, but it's not exactly the same. Let me talk about it. You and your school buddies are exploring near the University of Theoretical Magic. In the cellar of the ruins of the former campus, you come across a lab space with a single staff lying on the table. At first glance, the staff doesn't seem all that special. It's got some crystals just kind of sitting in some branches. It looks like it might have been taken from a very small sapling, something like that. Nearby, you'll find some books, you'll find some tomes about how this staff can be used as a spell book. Now, there's no carvings on the side, so you're thinking, what the hell, how can this be used as a spell book? But when you pick it up and you pass just a little bit of your innate magic through it, 13 gemstones rise from this basket at the top. They're changing shapes, they're changing refractive index, so the light is changing direction as you look into it. Sometimes it's reflecting all the way back, sometimes it's going completely transparent in the air. Eventually you figure out you query the staff in a very simple way. With just a little bit of light coming into the staff, it rearranges all of these crystals. It changes some of their shapes, a lot of them go transparent, and what you're left with is the light reflecting to form the symbol of the spell you've been learning from your spell books. And so something like Dispel Magic will look like this. As the light kind of bounces around, it hits all the different crystals and forms eventually the symbol of Dispel Magic. There are of course other spells, for example This Is Weird, where things, would you believe, go a bit weird. I love this. It feels a little bit just like a flavoring of this, but it took a whole load of math, so you know, I'm talking about it. I think it's a really cool idea, and I really like some of the code and the way it looks, but I need to do a few things to make it look good. I actually had this idea watching Sebastian Laig's latest video, which is all about light, and it's amazing. And I was looking at all of these spherical glass lenses, so there's a ray tracing program, and I was like, this should be writing spells somehow. So the next step in terms of my code is I need to take these points. They're currently just in a circle. I want to turn them into a sphere because the staff is in 3D, not 2D, and then we can start getting a little bit weird. It would be very cool if we could figure out what we need to do to get the light to behave in the right way to make these symbols. So these gemstones, obviously, if they're not being interacted with, they just go, so their refractive index is 1, so they basically become invisible. Then what about the shape of the others, or what about where they have to do the reflection, stuff like that? I think that could be really cool. Unfortunately, I want to use this software, but I don't want to do all the work involved in using it. Anyway, let me know if you like the idea. I love it so far. Okay, have a lovely day. Okay, bye.